Merry Christmas! Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to film another intro, I guess. Hello everyone, and welcome to a video that I was too busy to edit for a long enough time to make the old intro irrelevant. Merry Christmas! This is the second episode of the series featuring the $2,500 computer. The first part of the series is a configuration guide where I go over each of these parts in detail and discuss why I chose each of them and some alternatives you could consider. I have already uploaded this, so if you guys want an in-depth overview of all of these parts, it will be linked down below. In this video, I will be building this computer with a friend and discussing the process as I go through it. I have voiced over some of these parts just to give you guys a clearer idea of what's happening because I will be making some cuts here and there just so the video won't be too long. Also, I do make a few mistakes which I will highlight later so you guys don't make them as well. I haven't built a lot of systems, so I don't have as much experience as I would like to, which is why I'm not calling this a build guide. Now I promise I will do my best to improve with each PC I build, so until then, treat this as a learning experience for me and my friend, but hopefully you learn something from this as well. So please, don't be too harsh with your comments. Now in case you guys forgot about or haven't watched the config guide yet, here are the parts for this computer as configured. Links to all the parts from both Amazon and Newegg will also be available down below. Finally, I have to thank my friend Gian because this is actually his computer, and he basically let me take over and make a video out of it, so I am very grateful for that. Now, without further ado, let's get to work. Okay, so what we need first is the case, the board, the CPU, and we'll get the coolers and NVMEs in later. So I guess this is going to be a little bit of an unboxing video too. Dude, I don't think so.
No. Just hold it.
Wait, no. This is the front. We should do it the other way around.
Oh, wait, great.
Ah, we're idiots.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. For those of you wondering, this is the Ryzen 9 3900X. It's a gigantic box. Why is that? Well, it's a Ryzen 9, but AMD also generously provides a good cooling solution for the chip. This, my friends, is the Wraith Prism cooler. It's huge, as you can see. It's really, really big. But I do have one complaint about this. Even though AMD was very generous to include one of these. It's a little bit loud, and it does run a bit hot because, you know, you're cooling 12 cores, so better get your own aftermarket cooling solution if you want a Ryzen 9. So we will keep this, of course, in case we need it in the future, maybe for another Ryzen build, but today we'll be cooling it using our big black cooler. So before you put in your CPU, you have to open the zero insertion force socket. You don't push the CPU in. It's just gentle, lay it down on top of the holes, and then you press this little thing down to secure it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. Those are your pins. Don't touch the pins. Don't touch the pins. So just gently put it on the CPU socket. Very gently. Don't push it down. I can do it if you want me to.
Need my light, aftermarket lighting.
Wow,
solution.
aftermarket. Okay, gently now. Gently place it on top. Got it? Did you get it? Very nice. See? Zero insertion force socket. And then you press down this little lever right here just to secure it. So now, the next order of business is to install the RAM.
Not the big bag.
The RAM, because as I said before, this is a big black cooler. It will block off the RAM. To make life easier for ourselves, we want to put the RAM first. Here we go, my friends. This is the RAM for today. We've got a 2x16 gigabyte kit of G.Skill Trident Z RGB, DDR4 3000. 3200 would have been nice, but sadly, it was out of stock.
It's only 3,000.
Only 3,000, and 3,000 would be fine. The minimum I'd go really for any, modern Ryzen build would be 3,000. Probably 3,200 if it was a high-end build such as this one. But Even though it's out of stock, it doesn't really make that big of a difference as you might expect. 3200 over 3000 is like 6%, but really you don't feel it that much. Now we install the RAM, and you'll notice you have little notches on here. You just have to match it to the notches on the board. It's very simple.
Should be this way, right?
Yeah, this way. Yeah, match the notch. That's it.
Is it this one?
You probably have to unlock the
Yeah, I forgot.
latches first. Okay, so now you can put the DIMM in.
I missed the first.
It's okay.
There you go.
Yep, gently, gently. You need to hear that clasp. Is it? Did it?
I didn't hear anything.
Let me do it. Okay. So you need to hear a solid clasp when you put the RAM in successfully. There we go.
Oh, that kind of clasp.
Yeah, that kind of clasp. Okay. So now with DIMM number 2, you want to do it?
I'll try it.
Yep. Go
I
ahead.
just hear a clasp.
You have to hear it. Yeah.
You want to? Yeah. Oh, there.
No, there we go.
Yeah, it's okay.
That looks pretty good. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
level.
there you
Okay.
go. Okay.
So RAM installed. Now we can put on the big black cooler. That's right. Okay. So let's get our gigantic cooler box. Look at this heatsink. It's huge. So we have 2 fans in here. This is the one that may block our RAM. This is the one, right? That's the one in front. It's gonna lay down like this. It could block the RAM, but according to the promotional pictures, the Trident Z fits underneath. So we're pretty confident that it fits. The way this works is you have these fan brackets and you put them in little holes here and you slot them to the side of the heatsink. They're actually grooves on the side of the heatsink that allow you to mount them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Okay, before we do anything with the heatsink, first we have to do something with the board. We have to prepare it to mount the big black cooler. On the board, you'll notice with every AM4 board, there are these little black plastic things which are actually adapters for AM3 coolers, AM3 being the previous generation AMD socket. If you want to use an older style cooler, then yeah, sure, you can use these plastic tabs, but we are going to remove them because this is an AM4 cooler. So over here, first we have to put the standoffs, and then we put these on, and then the cooler would go like this, would rest on top, and our RAM seems to be all right. Our RAM just barely fits. See, the promo picture works. So it will mount like this, and we have to put the really long bar across the cooler, but we'll need to put some thermal paste before we put the cooler on. Okay, so we take our cooler, put it on top. There we go. And then we put the bar on.
Oh, you slot it through.
Just slot it through, yep. There we go. And then we can use the really long screwdriver. Not too tight. Remember, not too tight.
Yeah. It's not really tight. It's just.
Can we try?
You can try it.
That's fine. Okay, perfect. So the next screw, we have the hole right there. There we go. And then that's in. It wasn't. This is where we made our first mistake. We tightened that first screw too much. Let's take a look at that installation video I mentioned earlier. Notice that the bar is slightly elevated from the clamps. Tightening the screw to what would be an acceptable amount would raise the bar on the other end just enough such that the second screw would never reach the threaded holes of the clamp. It's too high on your side, it's angled.
Yeah.
And that's me realizing what we've done. What we should have done was tighten the screws at approximately the same rate. A bit on one side, then a bit on the other, and so on until both of them are secured properly. Okay, well that was harder than expected, but here you go. Don't apply too much pressure on one side.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. Okay, so now we can do that thing with the fans. So we take our bracket, put it in on one side, then route it through the other side. Careful.
Yep.
So, bring it over here on this side.
Is this okay?
That's perfect, thank you. Alright, okay. And hook it. Push it. Uh-oh. Yeah, you're right, it does get loose a bit. But it's fine. There. Now it's fixed. It wasn't. That was the second mistake. Even with the brackets, the fan was just too loose. Here you can see me trying to hold the bracket I just installed while fixing the other side. It turns out though that the cooler comes with two different pairs of mounting brackets. Weirdly, neither the installation video or even the manual mentioned this. They just referred to them as clips, which is pretty misleading, so I guess Be Quiet is partially to blame for the confusion. But hey, at least we weren't the only ones to find this out the hard way. Okay, shorter brackets. Shorter brackets. There we go. Wow, that went without a hitch.
Yeah, this one. Should have started with this. I guess size does matter.
One more thing, before we actually install anything, we need our NVMe's. Here we go. 970 EVO Plus, more than fast enough for everybody's needs. But we also have a second NVMe SSD, because who doesn't love a lot of fast storage? So here we go. Put it in at an angle and then set it down using some screws. So they go down with these screws from the heatsink. So we can actually put that back right now. Press all of them down gently. And then the screws will align with the M.2 slots themselves. So now M.2 drive's installed, we can prep the case for installation. We have to put in the standoffs. So all you have to do is slide it in at an angle, just like the M.2 drives. All right, like this. Slide it in at an angle, a little bit of an angle like this. Just let it rest on the motherboard standoffs gently. Try not to scrape the back of the board. And there we go. All of them are now aligned. Nice. Okay, so just shake it a little bit to test it, and everything looks good. Now we can screw them all in.
Yeah.
So where are the screws? Motherboard installed. Perfect. The I/O shield is back here, and everything is put into place. We got the cooler, we got the CPU, we got the RAM, we got the M.2 drives.
Great.
And now we're ready to stand it up and put in the power supply. Check that out. Very nice. Okay. So the next order of business.
Did we hook these up?
Oh yeah, we can do that too, since we're already here.
Wait, yo, Marcus.
What?
You see this?
Oh, those are the headers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. So this is pretty simple to explain. We didn't realize we snagged the case I/O cables when we were installing the motherboard. So, moral of the story, make sure your motherboard I/O cutout is clear of anything. Otherwise...
We have to remove it, don't we?
Oh, we do.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsies! You'll have to unscrew everything, then re-screw everything, which can be a pain in the ass if some of the motherboard standoffs are difficult to reach, like it was for us. This took an extra 4 minutes. Yeah, a little bit of a hiccup there, but it's fine. Not to worry. Everything is just in order. So, a little bit of an extra step here. We are going to remove the front fan because we have 3 RGB fans that we're going to put in the front to make it look really good. So, we need to remove the front panel. So now, we got our 3-pack of RGB fans because, well, we love RGB. Who doesn't love RGB?
We don't have a Corsair case.
So, funnily enough, the guy at the shop told us, hey, you're buying a Mesh FIC case, but these are Corsair fans and they only work with Corsair cases.
Or Corsair products.
Does that make sense? So we just decided to ignore that guy's advice and pretended that he doesn't know what he's talking about, which of course makes total sense because the fans work regardless of your case choice because they plug into the motherboard. They just screw into the side of your case and that's it. And these are universal, right? So a 120mm fan will have the same hole placement as a 120mm fan. So yeah, that was a gigantic waste of time talking to him. But we did get some beautiful RGB fans. There are lights that go here and here, so it looks really good. And we also have a fan hub, right? Is this the fan hub?
Yep, it is.
We also have a fan hub to control, well, up to 6 fans it looks like. And then we have the Lighting Node Pro, which again is needed to control all of these. So the fan hub will hook up to the Lighting Node Pro. And then that's how we control the fans. Let's install the fans first. There it is. So this is a fully modular power supply, which means you can remove any of the cables that you don't need, which makes it easier to build. In my opinion, if you're building a system like this, it's 80 plus gold, fully modular, and nothing else. Okay, so we can put that down first, and we can put the cables that we need inside. Okay, are you ready for the final thing? My back is ready.
Oh no, what was that?
Okay.
Oh, wait.
We could just pull that out.
Yeah. Yeah, we can, so that's fine. Okay.
GPU! Oh, hello! And there's another Gigabyte. There's another Gigabyte thing. We should film it like this. There we go. There we go. For the audience. Let's take it out. And there we go. Gently, gently, careful. Wow. So that's a beefy cooler.
Yeah, it is.
This, my friends, is the RTX 2080 Super. Wow.
And then we mount it over here.
Yeah, we mount it over there. So we take out 2 slots. Can you just hold on to that?
So you're telling me this?
Yeah, we just have to move to the expansion slots. Screwdriver. Well, Be Quiet has always got my back. Are you adoring it?
I am.
Isn't it beautiful?
I'm gonna hold it.
Go ahead, hold it. Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't give me anxiety!
Over here, right?
This top slot, yeah. Just line it up with the X16
Wait,
slot.
wait. This wire.
No, careful, careful, careful. Do it here.
Oh, you don't want it.
No. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
That's the wrong slot. We
Yeah.
should take this out. Wait, take it out first. Let me reattach the other one. Gently put it in.
There you go.
There you go. And 6 plus 8. See?
And screw it here.
6 plus 8.
Can you screw this side? I'll try the...
Yeah, I do. Can you mount those, please?
Yep.
Okay, just pull it out the grommets. Not too much. Leave some room because there are fans down here. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No more tension. No more tension.
Okay, great. And then
Case.
let's cover the back. No, let's just turn it on like this.
Turn it on that.
Let's turn it on.
Wait.
Want a moment of truth?
Yeah.
All right. Power.
So in the end, the build turned out great, even if it did take a lot longer than we thought it would. The 3900X and 2080 Super combination itself is awesome, giving this computer excellent productivity and gaming performance. It also looks pretty clean and has a good splash of color thanks to those RGB fans. Though there are some ways I think we could make this look even better. Custom sleeve cables are one of the biggest improvements we can make aesthetically, since the cables that came with our power supply don't look very neat, especially around the GPU, where we have one unused power connector just lying there. We could also remove the cooler's front fan so we could see our RGB RAM just a bit better, but that would be a compromise to cooling performance, so we decided against it. Anyway guys, that'll do it for the first official PC build on this channel. Thanks for watching guys. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Please also remember to hit that bell icon next to it so you don't miss any future videos. Links to all the parts featured in the video as well as the alternative parts will be available in the video description below. Post your questions, comments, thoughts, feedback, and suggestions down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.